What's going on, guys? It's Ohio, and here are my top 10 cards that I think are going to get power up soon. And if you stick around to the end, I also have one card that I don't think is going to get one soon, but I really hope gets one. Starting off this list is Deshaun Watson. I do believe he's going to get a power up soon, so if you want to have this card, you should buy his Blitz card. And if you don't, the Blitz card will probably cost training points just like the other Blitz players. But this guy has 21 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,000 yards, and has led his team to a 9-3 start. Next up on this list is Myles Garrett, and this list is not in any particular order. This is just 10 players that I think need power-ups and will get one soon. Myles Garrett plays for the Browns. Obviously, he's in his second year, and even though his team isn't doing too great, they've had some very close games that could have went either way, and they are currently 4-7-1. For his personal stats, he currently has 32 tackles for a defensive end, 11.5 sacks, which is very, very good, and then 3 forced fumbles. But the stats aside, I do think he will get a card soon just because he has a 90 overall and also a 93 overall, and he is a pretty solid player if you look at his stats. If you put a +1 on all of that and then you add an upgrade down the road, this is going to be one of the best linemen that you can have on your team. Number 3 is Darius Leonard for the Colts. He is a rookie, and he is balling absolutely out of control. His first card is a middle linebacker, but his next two are right outside linebackers. So whatever, let's make the power up a left outside linebacker. Maybe then we'll get a really good coverage linebacker in that slot. But this guy is in his first year, like I said, he's a rookie. He's got 123 tackles, 6 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and an interception, and he leads the league right now in tackles. This guy is showing a ton of promise, and if you're a Colts fan, I'm pretty sure you're excited about him, but he is a rookie, so he probably will get at least a rookie player upgrade, so that would leave him with a lot of upgrades. I could see him getting a power-up very soon. Next up on the list is Mr. Josh Norman. This guy is always a really good player in MUT. He's pretty physical, he's got good height, but he's always kind of lacking in speed, which could really help if he had a power-up because you could put sprinter on him. Also, that power-up giving you +1 speed. I know guys who have a Redskin-themed team really wants him to get a power-up. If you look at his stats this year, his team is not doing too great, but his personal stats, he's got 49 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 interceptions so far. Josh Norman always has a handful of cards in MUT every year, and his in-game cards are always really good, so I could see him getting a power-up very soon, no brainer. If you really want a Josh Norman power-up on your team, I would say maybe look into investing in this card. Moving on to America's team, we have Dak Prescott. There's no way he's not going to get a power-up this year. He has 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 2,676 passing yards, and I'm not even looking at his rushing yards. So looking at Dak's highest overall card, it's pretty solid. It's got everything you want except for the threshold for throw accuracy deep. And if you don't throw it deep that much, this card is pretty much perfect for you, especially if you run a Dallas theme team. But if you could get sprinter and also have that +1 speed, he goes from sneaky fast to okay, you're going to maybe have to put up a QB spy. At number 6 on my list is LaShawn McCoy. This guy always has a bunch of cards in MUT, and he has really good traits, and he also plays really well. He's a receiving back, and he's very elusive. He has really good spin and juke move, and his best card currently is a 91. If you could power this up, it would make him even more disgusting, and I believe he will get a power-up very soon. This year, he's got 143 carries for 478 yards, not counting his receptions, but not the best year. I do believe he's still going to get a power-up very soon, so look out for that. The next player on my list is Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. If this guy got a power-up, you know you would like that. So far this year, his team is 6-5, and so far his personal stats are 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, with 3,490 yards. I think of all the players on this list, this guy is a guy I think I would want the most. If you look at his card right now, if all of these stats had a +1, this card would be pretty much perfect. If you look at his speed, +1 to that is a 78. If you have Sprinter, he can reach 80, and if you have Coach Madden, he can reach 81, maybe 82 by the time the next collectible comes out. But he can meet every threshold, and he is a very solid card. I'm personally looking at getting this if it comes out. At number 8 on my list is Whitney Merciless. He is a left outside linebacker for the Houston Texans, and he's not having the best year, really. He's 30 tackles in, he's 3.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles, but he's on a team that's doing very good this year, and he is a linebacker that's only in certain packages. He's got a Team of the Week card, so he did have a really good game to earn this, and I do think EA is going to want to release cards for certain teams to fill out that theme team, and I do think they will want to have him opposite of Clowney. Currently, he already has 3 cards, so I do think he deserves a power-up, and I do believe by the time the power-ups are done being released that he will have one. So if you have a Texans theme team, maybe think about investing in this card if he's not already in your lineup in some way. At number 9, I have somewhat of an unconventional type of power-up. We've only seen one other version of this, which is the Dan Marino, but I do think that Rod Woodson is going to get a card that you can power up his Hall of Fame edition with, and I think he's going to get one before the end of this year. Normally around Christmas, he does get a really good card released, and if you're not talking about Christmas, maybe it'll just be a legend card in general, but I do think he is going to get an upgrade. So if you haven't invested in this card, I would think about doing it soon before the golds go up in price. Right now, Deion Sanders, and Ed Reed could be in the same secondary, so definitely think about that. And the last player in my top 10 is Chandler Jones. He currently has 3 upgrades, and he does not have a power-up. Right now, he has 12 sacks and 3 forced fumbles, 39 tackles. So he's doing very well this year. In terms of sacks, one of the best in the league, and his power move is pretty high. So if you add a power up to that, 94 power move, and if you add pass rush, even higher, and if you add an upgrade down the year, he's going to be one of the best power move options that you can have on the D-line. I would say if you have a Cardinals team, or if you're just looking for a guy with stacked power moves, then maybe look into getting Chandler Jones before his price goes way up. Now, if you stayed to the end to see the card that I picked that I really wanted to power up for, this is outside of the list. I don't think he's going to get one soon, but it would be really nice to see him get one. It is Jalen Smith. He's doing very good this year. He's got 87 tackles, 4 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles, and he's a part of that Dallas defense that's doing really solid, that also shut down the Saints. And it took him forever to get this card. I believe it was week 12 that he got this 82 upgrade. And with the year that he's having, I think he should have got one sooner than week 12 when his previous card was just a base elite. But if you look at his stats, his 82 is crazy. If you look at the zone coverage it has, the speed, and everything, the weakness is the block shed. But if you have run stuffer, and obviously a plus, 7 to the overall or higher, that's going to go up, and everything else is going to go up, like the tackle, the play rec, all that, and the zone is going to be crazy on this card. So I really hope this card gets a power-up soon. That is my pick for the most wanted upgrade. So that is my top 10 list of cards that I believe need power-ups and may get one by the end of this year. If you enjoyed the video, like and maybe subscribe, come back for more Madden 19. There were a couple other cards that I could have went with, but again, this is my list. If there's any cards that you think that should have been in the list, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Whether it's a player you really think deserves a power-up or just a player that you like. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.